In the heart of a dense forest, a haunting sight emerges. A deer, once a symbol of grace and beauty, now bears a grotesque wound, a testament to nature's darker side. This unfortunate creature is afflicted by a barnacle infestation, a phenomenon that seems more suited to the ocean than the woodland. As we draw closer, the sight is both shocking and captivating. The deer's skin is marred by clusters of barnacles, their hard, crusty shells protruding from its flesh like sinister growths. Each barnacle, a tiny fortress, has anchored itself to the deer, feeding off its very life force. Barnacles, typically found clinging to rocks and ships, have found an unusual host in this deer. These marine crustaceans, with their ability to latch onto any surface, have adapted to a life far from their aquatic origins. The deer, perhaps drawn to a water source or a muddy area, became an unsuspecting victim. The barnacles, in their relentless pursuit of survival, have created a horrific wound, causing the deer immense pain and suffering. The once vibrant fur is now matted and stained, a stark contrast to the lush greenery surrounding it. As we delve deeper into this unsettling scenario, we uncover the biology behind this infestation. Barnacles are filter feeders, extracting nutrients from the water. However, in this case, they have turned to the deer's blood and tissue, leading to a grotesque symbiosis. The deer, in the icy depths of the Arctic waters, where the haunting beauty of the ocean hides its darkest secrets, there exists a tale both chilling and grotesque. Imagine a beluga whale, its once pristine white skin now marred by a horrific wound, a wound that seethes with life, teeming with a grotesque infestation of barnacles. This isn't a tale for the faint of heart. It's a stark reminder of nature's unrelenting grip, where the ocean's smallest creatures can bring even the majestic to their knees. As the camera draws closer, we see the wound in all its macabre detail, barnacles protruding like twisted, gnarled towers from the whale's flesh, their sharp edges digging mercilessly into the soft tissue. The wound festers, a breeding ground for infection and decay, while the barnacles, seemingly indifferent to the pain they inflict, continue to grow and thrive. These parasitic hitchhikers, normally content to cling harmlessly to the hulls of ships or the surfaces of rocks, have found a new home in the vulnerable flesh of the beluga. Barnacles, those seemingly insignificant creatures, belong to the crustacean family, more closely related to crabs and lobsters than to the mollusks they resemble. Their life cycle is a testament to nature's persistence, a journey that begins as free-swimming larvae, only to end as they cement themselves with a tenacity that defies belief. Once attached, they spread their calcified shells and extend their feathery limbs to filter feed, taking sustenance from the very waters that sustain their beleaguered host. But why do barnacles inflict such torment upon their unsuspecting hosts? In the harsh environment of the ocean, survival is a relentless battle. For barnacles, attaching to a large, slow-moving creature like a whale offers a mobile platform rich in plankton-filled waters. The whale's movements ensure a constant supply of food, while the barnacle's sharp plates cause friction and injury, further embedding them into their unwitting victim. The beluga, now weak in the heart of the savanna, where the sun casts its unforgiving glare, a haunting sight emerges. A white lion, regal yet grotesque, limps through the tall grass. This majestic creature, often revered as a symbol of purity and strength, bears a horrific wound that tells a chilling tale of survival and suffering. Covered in a grotesque array of barnacles, the lion's once pristine fur is now matted with the remnants of a parasitic invasion. The barnacles, typically found clinging to rocky shores, have made an unexpected home on this magnificent beast, turning its body into a grotesque canvas of nature's darker side. As we delve deeper into this disturbing phenomenon, we uncover not just the biology of the barnacle, but also the unsettling relationship between nature and the creatures it harbors. Barnacles are small crustaceans that, despite their innocent appearance, are relentless in their pursuit of a host. They attach themselves to any surface they can find, using a powerful adhesive that is nearly impossible to remove. In the case of our white lion, these barnacles have latched onto its skin, creating painful lesions that can become infected, drawing blood and weakening the animal. Each barnacle is a tiny fortress, feeding on the lion's nutrients and energy, slowly draining its life force. Imagine the discomfort, a once proud predator, now reduced to a living shell of its former self, battling the very environment it once. In the heart of a dense, dimly lit jungle, an unsettling scene unfolds. A magnificent gorilla, the king of the forest, stands before us, a tragic figure caught in the throes of a macabre and horrifying struggle. His once powerful and imposing stature now seems dwarfed by the grotesque wound festering on his back. This is not just any injury, it is a nightmarish hive of despair, a wound infested by a writhing mass of bees, turning his flesh into their hellish sanctuary. The buzzing swarm, an ominous cloud of relentless tormentors, delves deep into the raw, exposed flesh, weaving their waxen nests within the gorilla's tissues. The pain must be excruciating, a constant searing agony as the bees burrow and sting, their venom seeping into his blood. The hive, a grotesque living entity, pulsates with life, a dark symphony of suffering orchestrated by nature's tiniest architects. As the viewer peers closer, the horror deepens. The bees, undeterred by the gorilla's futile attempts to swat them away, continue their insidious invasion. Their delicate wings flutter with a sinister purpose, their stingers poised to deliver yet another dose of venom. The wound, a ghastly cavern of pain, oozes a mixture of blood, pus, and honey, a sickening concoction that drips and stains the forest floor. But how did this grotesque infestation come to be? The story begins with a simple misstep, a moment of weakness in the unforgiving jungle. The gorilla, perhaps in search of food or driven by curiosity, inadvertently disturbed a hidden hive. The bees, fiercely protective of their colony, swarmed him in a merciless attack. Their stingers pierced his thick hide, injecting venom and leaving behind a painful reminder of their wrath. Over time, the initial wound festered, providing an ideal environment for the bees to exploit. They returned, drawn by the scent of decay and the warmth of the gorilla's body. What started as a simple sting transformed into a living nightmare, a grotesque merger of flesh and hive. The bees, relentless and methodical, established their colony within the gorilla's wound, turning him into a grotesque living hive. In this bizarre symbiosis, the gorilla's suffering fuels the bees' survival. The hive grows, its waxen chambers filled with eggs and larvae, a testament to the relentless cycle of life and death. The gorilla, once a symbol of strength and dominance, now embodies the dark, twisted irony of nature's cruelty. He roams the jungle, a tragic figure burdened by the weight of his own flesh, haunted by the constant hum of his tormentors. As we delve deeper into the grim reality of the bee infestation, we uncover a disturbing truth. This phenomenon is not unique to the gorilla. It is a stark reminder of the delicate balance between life and death, predator and prey. In the ruthless world of the jungle, even the mightiest of creatures are not immune to the insidious forces of nature. The bees, though small and seemingly insignificant, wield a power that can bring the mightiest to their knees. Yet, in this dark tale of suffering and survival, there is a glimmer of twisted humor. As the gorilla swats at the bees in a futile attempt to rid himself of their torment,